where the topic is mentioned. Understand the idea in that sentence. That idea is required in the option and something must go beyond the paragraph. If the question doesn't ask us to assume based on any particular topic, we have to assume based on the last sentence given in the paragraph. So understand what the idea in the last sentence is. That idea is needed in the option and something must go beyond. Right? Fine. Now we have done two questions. Question number 3. Now third paragraph contains only two sentences. The question is, the argument above depends on which of the following assumptions? It's not based on any specific topic. The paragraph contains only two sentences, so assume based on the second sentence given in the paragraph. Understand what the idea in the second sentence is, right? That idea is needed in the option, right? Fine. Try the third one. See how many options contain mention about the idea in the second sentence. That way we can eliminate some options. What? Handout is not it. I also don't have. I borrowed. రాలేదా లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ రాలేదా మళ్ళీ ఎందుకు అడుగుతున్నావు ట్రై షేర్ చేయి అదే హ్యాండ్ అవుట్ లేదా చెప్తున్నా లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ రాలేదు కదా అది నాకు కూడా లేదు హ్యాండ్ అవుట్ నేను బోరో చేశాను షేర్ Tell me when you complete. What happened? How many of you don't have handout? Didn't come no last class. Check in a group. You have that group no? Group లో ఉంటుంది అక్కడ లేదు have next one passes thank you over. Shall we? Fine then. How many say A? No one? It's not A. B? It's not B. C? Okay, majority. D? Fine then. So only two sentences are there. So we have to focus on the idea in the second sentence. A lawsuit against a fast food chain for causing obesity. You know what obesity is? A lawsuit against a fast food chain for causing obesity was dismissed by the judge. The second sentence is, The reason cited means the reason cited for dismissing the lawsuit filed against a fast food chain. The reason cited was that. So what the reason cited was is given after that, right? So idea in the second sentence is there after that. That idea we need in the option, right? We need that idea in the option. The reason cited was that the food chain gave out nutritional information regarding its products, but the consumers continue to eat them. So this is idea in the second sentence, right? The fast food chain gave out nutritional information regarding its products, but the consumers continue to eat there, right? Fine. The argument above depends on which of the following assumptions. Come to option A. People are responsible for the choices that they make. Now, consumers continue to eat there means it is their choice, right? If you take option A as the idea there, there's nothing in option A going beyond the paragraph, right? It cannot be an assumption. A is gone. Come to B. The fast food chain was offering healthy food that could not have caused obesity. His idea in the second sentence, there in option B? No. Right? The idea in the second sentence is, the fast food chain gave out nutritional information regarding its products, but the consumers continue to eat there. That idea is not there in B. B is gone. Come to C. The information given by the fast food chain, is his idea in the second sentence? Yes. The fast food chain gave out nutritional information regarding its products. That's the same as the information given by the fast food chain indicated the impact that consumption of the products could have. This is not given there. So we can assume that to let the people know what impacts will be there on them if they consume their products, the fast food chain gave out nutrition information regarding its products. Fine. The second part, the first part of option C is the information in the second sentence, is idea in the second sentence. The second part of option C is what we can assume from that idea, not given in the paragraph. C must be considered. Right? Fine. Come to D. The consumers indulge in excess consumption. The second sentence is, the consumers continued to eat there. Is it the same as the consumers indulge in excess consumption? Continuing to eat there means what? They eat today, they'll go tomorrow and eat, they go day after tomorrow, right? That is continuing to eat there. Indulging in excess consumption means what? Eating too much, right? Complete different ideas. The answer is C. Fine. The next one. The next paragraph also contains only two sentences. So focus on the idea in the second sentence. Which of the following is a valid assumption? Try. You open the group there, huh? Try. Over? Shall we? Answer. Say. Delhi. How many say A? Okay. Bombay, Chennai, Delhi. Okay, fine. Entrepreneurial skills require risk-taking abilities and hence cannot be learned or taught. From this sentence, tell me, why can't entrepreneurial skills be learned or taught? Because they require risk-taking abilities. The second sentence is, thus, most B schools that claim to do so. Claim to do so means claim to do what? Teach entrepreneurial skills, right? Most B schools that claim to do so means claim to teach entrepreneurial skills are fooling the innocent public. Why? Because entrepreneurial skills can be taught or cannot be taught? Cannot be taught. So the idea in the second sentence is most B schools that claim to teach entrepreneurial skills are fooling the innocent public because entrepreneurial skills cannot be taught. Come to option A. Risk-taking is more of an inherent quality than a learned trait. The second sentence of the paragraph talks about risk-taking or entrepreneurial skills. Entrepreneurial skills, not risk-taking. A is eliminated. The same reason for option B. Learning risk-taking is impossible. Right? Fine. The second option also talks about risk-taking, whereas the second sentence of the paragraph talks about entrepreneurial skills. Come to option C. Teaching entrepreneurial skills is impossible. Is this the idea in the second sentence? Yes. Right? Most B schools that claim to teach entrepreneurial skills are fooling the innocent public means entrepreneurial skills cannot be taught. So teaching entrepreneurial skills is impossible is the idea in the second sentence. And risk-taking is an inherent quality. Is it given in the paragraph that risk-taking is an inherent quality? The only thing talked about risk-taking in the paragraph is that entrepreneurial skills require risk-taking abilities. That's the only thing talked about regarding risk-taking abilities in the paragraph. It's not given there in the paragraph that risk-taking is an inherent quality. So this piece of information goes beyond the paragraph. So first part of option C is the idea in the second sentence. The second part of option C is what we can assume from that idea. It goes beyond the paragraph. The answer is C. How many said C? Very few. What? ఎందుకు చెప్పలేదు పెట్టిన ఆన్సర్ చెప్పాలి ఇప్పటి నుంచి I want a unanimous correct answer to the next question. Try. Which of the following is a valid assumption? I repeat, focus on the idea in the last sentence. We want that idea in the option and something must go beyond. Uber? Fine. Answer. I said unanimous correct answer. Oh. Eh? Delhi. Delhi. How is it A? Bombay. Chennai. Delhi. Okay, fine. Come to paragraph. It took more than 4 years for gold exchange traded funds to get past the 4,000 crore mark in assets under management. 4,000 crore mark or 4,000 crores mark? Which is correct? 4,000 crore mark or 4,000 crores mark? 1 crore, 2 crores, 3 crores, 4 crores, right? 4,000 crore mark or crores mark? Crore mark or crores mark? Fine. He has a 2-year-old baby or he has a 2 years old baby? How many say he has a 2-year-old baby? Okay. He has a 2 years old baby? Fine. I have given you a 10 rupee note or I have given you a 10 rupees note? How many say a 10 rupee note? Okay. A 10 rupees note. We shall take a 15-minute break or we shall take a 15 minutes break. How many say a 15-minute break? 15 minutes break. Do you people eat Maggie? Maggie? You know? Okay. What is written on the Maggie packet? 2-minute noodles or 2 minutes noodles? 2-minute noodles or 2 minutes noodles? How many say 2-minute noodles? It is a 3-hour movie or it is a 3 hours movie? How many say a 3-hour movie? A 3 hours movie? Okay. You know what an adjective is, right? What's an adjective? Any word that describes a noun or a pronoun is called an adjective. An adjective should not be used in the plural form. That's the rule actually, right? An adjective should not be used in the plural form. He has a 2 years old baby is wrong. It must be he has a 2-year-old baby. Because baby is a noun. 2-year-old becomes an adjective. Should not be used in the plural form. So he has a 2-year-old baby. I have given you a 100 rupees note is wrong. Must be I have given you a 100 rupee note. Note is a noun, so 100 rupee becomes an adjective. Should not be used in the plural form. So I have given you a 100 rupee note. We shall take a 15 minutes break is wrong. Must be we shall take a 15-minute break. Break is a noun. 15-minute becomes an adjective. Should not be used in plural form. 2-minute noodles. Right? Noodles is a noun. 2-minute becomes an adjective. Right? Should not be used in plural form. 2-minute noodles. It is a 3 hours movie is wrong. It must be it is a 3-hour movie. Toothbrush or teeth brush? Toothbrush or teeth brush? Tooth, singular plural. Tooth is singular. Teeth is plural. 1 tooth, 2 teeth, 3 teeth, 4 teeth, etc. Right? You brush only one tooth or all of 32 teeth? Even though we brush all our 32 teeth, it is not called teeth brush, it is called toothbrush because brush, that instrument. Brush is a noun, that instrument. Tooth becomes an adjective. It should not be used in the plural form. Right? Girls, earrings or ears rings? You wear it only on one ear or both ears? Huh? You wear it only one ear, I think. One ear or both the ears? Both the ears. Even though you wear it on both the ears, it is not called ears rings, it is called earrings. Because rings is a noun, ear becomes an adjective. It should not be used in the plural form. Actually, it is 4,000 crore mark. It's correct, actually. Okay. It took more than 4 years for gold exchange traded funds to get past the 4,000 crore mark in assets under management. But gold funds, its much younger sibling, which invests in gold ETFs, have grown at frenetic pace and have accumulated net assets over 1,800 crores in just 6 months. The last sentence is, when investors must have a demat account to invest in gold ETFs, there is no such requirement for gold funds. What do you mean by such requirement? A demat account. So the idea in the last sentence is, to invest in gold ETFs, a demat account is required, whereas a demat account is not required to invest in gold funds. Right? This is the idea in the last sentence. We want this idea in the option. Right? Fine. Demat account is required to invest in gold ETFs, whereas a demat account is not required to invest in gold funds. Come to option A. Gold funds offer higher return on investment than the traditional gold exchange traded funds. Is the idea in the last sentence there in option A? No, gone. Come to B. As the market is flooded with investment options, only the good ones manage to catch the eye of the investors. Is the idea in the last sentence there in option B? No. Come to C. Recent investment options are more likely to catch the eye of the investors than older ones. Is the idea in the last sentence there in option C? No. Come to D. Gold funds have emerged as a favored investment largely due to the convenience it offers. Now tell me, what is the convenience offered by gold funds? A demat account is not required. This is a convenience offered by gold funds. This is the idea in the last sentence. So we can assume that gold funds have emerged as a favored investment because of this convenience. So second part of option D is the idea in the last sentence. The first part of option D is what we can assume from that idea, not given there in the passage. The answer is D. I think majority said D, right? Fine. The sixth one, try. Hey, shh. Softly. Ask them to speak softly. Focus on the idea in the last sentence. Done? Shall we? Answer. How many say option A? No one? It's not A. B? Many. Okay. C. C. D. Okay, so majority say Bombay. Okay. Governments may have to take steps which would otherwise be an infringement on the fundamental rights of individuals, such as is the same as example, right? Such as acquiring a person's land against his will or refusing permission for putting up a building. But the larger public interest for which these are done must be authorized by the people, Parliament. Discretionary powers to the administration can be done away with. It is becoming more and more difficult to keep this power within limits as the government has many number of tasks to perform. Where discretion has to be used, there must be rules and safeguards to prevent misuse of that power. Systems have to be devised which minimize, if not prevent, the abuse of discretionary power. The last sentence is government work must be conducted within a framework of recognized rules and principles means rules and principles must be given importance or must not be given importance. Rules and principles must be given importance and decisions should be similar and predictable. This idea in the last sentence, right? Rules and principles must be given importance and decisions should be similar and predictable. We want this idea in the option. Come to option A. Government should always be given wide discretionary power in all matters of administration. Is the idea in the last sentence there in option A? No? Fine. Come to B. A is gone. Don't get stuck with any option. Right? Come to option B. The supremacy of rules and principles should prevail. The supremacy of rules and principles should prevail means rules and principles must be given importance or must not be given importance? Must be given importance. Is this idea in the last sentence? Yes. As opposed to the influence of exclusive discretion of authority, this is not talked about in the paragraph. So first part of option B is idea in the last sentence. The second part of option B goes beyond the paragraph, must be considered. Based on that, A is gone, D is gone. Right? Come to see. Parliamentary democracy is possible only if the government has wider discretionary powers. The idea in the last sentence is not there in C. The answer is B. How many is it B? Many is it B? Okay, fine. The next one, try. Now, if you come across two correct answers, you need to see which one goes more with the idea in the last sentence. If there are more than two correct answers, see which one goes the most with the idea in the last sentence. Right, fine. Try. Passage, the next one, the seventh one. Which of the following is a valid assumption made by the author? Tell me when you complete. Over. Shall we? Okay. Fine. How many say A? No one. B. Majority. Okay. C. It's not C. D. Okay. Starry TV, the most popular television channel in Delhi, does not currently provide traffic updates to viewers. In winter, there is a lot of fog in Delhi, which reduces the visibility and leads to slow movement of traffic and accidents. The last sentence is Starry TV can significantly reduce the incidence of car accidents on Delhi roads by providing traffic updates, right? So last sentence tells us that by providing traffic updates, right, Starry TV can reduce the number of accidents on Delhi roads. Fine? This idea in the last sentence. We want this idea in the option. Fine? Right. Come to option A. The televised traffic updates. The idea in the last sentence? Yes? Yes. The televised traffic updates usually take less time to reach the viewers than radio traffic updates given in the paragraph or not given? Not given. Goes beyond the paragraph or not? Yes. Assumption or not? The first part of option A is ID in the last sentence. The second part of option A goes beyond the paragraph. Assumption? Must be considered? Yes. Fine. Come to option B. The televised traffic updates. The ID in the last sentence? Yes. Are timely enough to impact drivers' actions given in the paragraph? Where? Given the paragraph? Not given. Goes beyond the paragraph? Yes. Right. Must be considered? Yes. Right. Now tell me. A is an assumption. B is also an assumption. Now we need to see which one goes more with the idea in the last sentence. A or B? Bombay? The last sentence says, by providing traffic updates, Starry TV can reduce the number of accidents that happen on Delhi roads. By creating an impact on the driver's actions, the number of accidents can be reduced. Right? Fine. So B goes more with the idea in the last sentence. Now when you compare A and B, A is eliminated. Right? Fine. B is a better one. Come to C. Any reduction in Delhi auto accidents is a significant reduction. Nothing is going beyond the paragraph. Come to D. Roads of Delhi are highly unsafe for car drivers, especially during winter months. Is the idea in the last sentence there in D? No. The answer is B. Bomb. Fine? Right. I think you will go wrong with the next one. Try to prove me wrong. Completed? Answer. How is A? The one. It's not A. B. Okay. C. D. Okay, right. Come to paragraph. When polled about the opinion on global warming, only 34% of the members of the Tea Party believe that it is happening. What is happening? Global warming. Whereas, what kind of indicator? Contrast indicator. Whereas, 53% of the members believe that global warming is not happening. 51% of the members said that they were not worried about global warming at all. So only 34% of the members of the Tea Party believe that global warming is happening. 53% of the members believe that it is not happening. 51% said that they are not even concerned about global warming. The last sentence is, political commentators now caution that, so what they caution us is given after that. If the next, so this is idea in this sentence, right? Given after that. If the next president of the nation is elected from the Tea Party, there will be no progress related to the issue of global warming. This is a idea in the last sentence. If the next president of the nation is from the Tea Party, there will not be any progress related to global warming, right? We want this idea in the option, right? Fine. Come to option A. The country had introduced some measures to curb global warming in the past. Is idea in the last sentence there in A? No, fine. The Tea Party is becoming more popular with the voters and their candidate has a good chance of becoming president, right? Fine. Now, becoming president is talked about in the last sentence anyway, right? Fine, leave it. Come to C. How is it C? In fact, I expected C. Come to C. Members of the Tea Party on the whole do not consider global warming to be an important election issue. Those who didn't say C, why not C? Yeah. Members of the Tea Party on the whole do not consider global warming to be an important election issue. On the whole cannot be agreed to because 34% of the members believe that global warming is happening. Right? So on the whole cannot be agreed to. C is eliminated. Come to option D. The presidential candidate from the Tea Party. Is this given there in the last sentence? Yes. If the next president of the nation is from the Tea Party means the presidential candidate from the Tea Party will endorse the views. What do you mean by endorse? Support, agree to, right? Accept. Will endorse the views of the majority of party members. Right. Now tell me, what are the views of the majority of party members? That global warming is not happening, that they're not concerned about global warming, right? The last part tells us that if the next president is from the Tea Party, there will not be any progress related to global warming. So we can assume that the presidential candidate will agree to the views of the majority of the party members that global warming is not happening. They're not concerned about global warming. Because of that, there will not be any progress related to global warming. The presidential candidate will agree to the views of the majority party members is not given there in the paragraph, right? The only thing said in the paragraph is that if the presidential candidate is from the Tea Party, there will not be any progress related to global warming. So if we can assume that that presidential candidate will agree to the views of the majority of the party members, and because of that there will not be any progress related to global warming. The first part of option D is idea in the last sentence. The second part of option D is not given in the paragraph, is what we can assume from that idea. The answer is D. How many said D? Okay, fine. Now wait. Come to option D once again. The presidential candidate from the Tea Party will endorse the views of the majority of party members. Fact or doubt? Fact. Can an assumption be a fact? Yes? Yes, okay. In option D, I replace will with may, right? The presidential candidate from the Tea Party may endorse the views of the majority of party members. Fact or doubt? Doubt. Can it be an assumption? Yes, assumptions can be facts as well as doubts. Right. The answer is D. Delhi. The next one, try. Understand the question before moving to the options. Right. Try. From a positive statement, we can go for a positive assumption. From a negative statement, we can go for a negative assumption. Done? Shall we discuss? Yeah. Answer. How many say A? No one. It's not A. B. Okay. C. D. Okay. Actually, my question is C or D. Right? C or D is my question. Your question also? C or D? Yes. I'll read the paragraph. The US president considered the nuclear challenge was daunting, would be a long haul, and could fail. This goal will not be reached quickly, perhaps not in my lifetime. It would take patience and persistence. But now we too must ignore the voices who tell us that the world cannot change. But he said it was time for a new, more robust international regime. Rules must be binding, violations must be punished, words must mean something. The question is, which of the following is a valid assumption on which the US president has given such a statement? Right? Such a statement means how many statements? One statement. A statement means one statement. Such a statement means such a statement means which statement? Such a statement means it must be the one mentioned immediately before it. That means a one that is given within quotations. Rules must be binding. Violations must be punished. Words must mean something. So we have to assume based only on this statement. Right? Fine. Rules, no, these three are compulsory actions. Rules must be binding. Compulsory action. Violations must be punished. Compulsory action. Words must mean something, compulsory action. Rules must be binding, negative, positive. Positive, if any doubt, just continue. Violations must be punished, negative, positive. Positive because of double negation. Words must mean something, negative, positive, positive. Right. Come to option A. The US president can foresee a bleak future as far as the world is concerned. What do you mean by bleak future? Dull, right, uninteresting, boring. Now the US president has made this statement because he needs an inactive future, an active future. An active future, fine. Come to B. The president realizes the virtues of patience and is willing to wait. Where is this talked about actually? Towards the middle of the paragraph. This idea is not there in that sentence. In the last sentence, B is gone. Fine? Right. Come to option C. The president follows an aggressive stance. The president. No, option C says the president. Right? Option D says the US president. Right? Fine. Don't think about general and specific in the case of assumption questions, right? Apply all those only onto an inferential question. Now, option C says the president. According to the paragraph, the president means US president, right? Fine. Don't think about general and specific, right? The president follows an aggressive stance as far as nuclear violations are concerned. Violations are talked about in the last sentence, right? Fine. Come to option D. The US president is upset with some violation of existing international nuclear regime. Violation talked about in the last sentence, right? Fine. Now we need to understand or assume the US president has made such a statement because he was upset. Upset means sad. Upset or aggressive, angry. Rules must be binding, compulsory action. Violations must be punished, compulsory action. Words must mean something, compulsory action. He might have made this statement because he was sad or aggressive. Aggressive? How many say aggressive? Sad. No, we were scared of school teachers, right? The teachers who taught at school, right? If a teacher says, you must complete your homework, right? A teacher says, you must complete your homework, we'll get scared and we'll complete the homework, right? A teacher says, you must complete your homework because he or she is sad or aggressive. Now, we were scared of our school teachers because they were sad or because they were aggressive? Because they were aggressive, right? If a teacher says, you must complete your homework, that statement, compulsory one, right? If a teacher says, you must complete your homework, that statement comes out of sadness or aggression? Aggression, right? If Modi says India must attack Pakistan, if he says, right? Now when our soldiers get killed, the first emotion that we have is sad. The first emotion that we have is మూవీస్లో కూడా సేమే కదా, రైట్? ఎవరైనా చనిపోయినప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ సాడ్గా ఫీల్ అవుతుంది, మళ్ళీ ఏమవుతుంది? దట్ సాడ్నెస్ టర్న్స్ ఇన్ టు aggression, then he goes to take revenge, right? So when the soldiers die, the first emotion we get is sadness. That sadness turns into aggression. And if Modi says India must hit back, right? That statement comes out of sadness or aggression? Aggression. First we feel sad, then the sadness turns into aggression, and out of aggression we say we must hit back, right? Fine. The answer is C, right? The president follows an aggressive stance as far as nuclear violations are concerned, because he says rules must be binding, violations must be punished. All these he says out of aggression, not out of sadness. The answer is C. How many said C? Okay, fine. The next one, try. What is the rule regarding example? What is the rule regarding example? An example is not an idea. An example always supports the statement of the idea that comes immediately before it. Try. I just gave you a clue on the. Done? Shall we? Okay, answer. How many say A? It's not A. B. Okay. C. D. Fine. The G20 should identify those countries most at risk from global recession and ensure they are part of the solution. It should ensure that the voices of the poorest and the least powerful are heard and respected. Global recession should not be a pretext for global repression. The economic crisis will bring added pressure on governments from millions of newly unemployed people. There's already much talk of a difficult year for China, for example, as it means China. As China faces a growing number of popular protests as economic growth slows. The author's argument assumes which one of the following? Now tell me, based exactly on which sentence should we assume? The sentence starting with? There's already much talk of a difficult year for China. This sentence? No. This sentence is just an example, right? The last sentence of this paragraph is just an example. An example cannot be taken as an idea. An example always supports a statement that comes immediately before it. So we have to assume, based on the sentence starting with the economic crisis, right? So the idea in this sentence must be there in the option, right? Fine. I'll read the sentence once again. Understand the idea in this sentence. There is already much talk of a, The economic crisis will bring added pressure on governments from millions of newly unemployed people. The idea in this sentence is, from millions of newly unemployed people, there will be added pressure on governments. We want this idea in the option, right? Answer. Come to option A. Recession leads to poverty. Is idea in that sentence there in option A? No, gone. The increasing pressure on governments. Is this idea in that sentence? Yes. The added pressure on governments is the same as the increasing pressure on governments, right? So the idea in that sentence is there in B. Might lead to desperate measures by the international community. Talked about the paragraph or not talked about? International community, not talked about the paragraph. Goes beyond the paragraph. Assumption? Yes. The first part of option B is idea in that sentence. The second part of option B goes beyond the paragraph. Assumption must be considered? Yes. Now wait. Option B is framed like a fact or a doubt. Might lead to doubt. Can assumption be a doubt? Okay. In option B, I replace might with would, right? The increasing pressure on governments would lead to desperate measures by the international community. Fact or doubt? Fact. Can be an assumption? Yes. Assumptions can be facts as well as doubts. Fine. Come to see. The G20 has the potential and capacity to help the countries facing recession and its effects. The idea in that sentence is not there in C. Fine. Gone. Come to D. How is it D? Yeah. Okay. Come to D. Every year, more and more people will be unemployed. Frame like a fact or a doubt? Fact. Will and would are for a fact, right? Every year, more and more people will be unemployed. The same sentence in the passage says, the economic crisis will bring added pressure. Fact or doubt? Fact. Will bring added pressure from, will bring means present, past or future? Future. The economic crisis will bring added pressure from millions of newly unemployed people. Means these newly unemployed people were already there or will be there? There will be added pressure on governments from millions of newly unemployed people. Means those unemployed people were already there or will be there? Will be there, right? That means every year more and more people will be unemployed. Yes or no? From millions of newly unemployed people. That means every year more and more people will be unemployed. Correct or not? Yes? Frame like a fact or a doubt? Fact. Option D is framed like a fact or a doubt? fact, right? If this were an inferential question, the answer would be D. Because there is nothing in option D going beyond the paragraph, right? Option D is given in the paragraph, right? And if it is an inferential question, if an option is a fact, in the paragraph also it must be a fact. Option D is framed like a fact, in the paragraph also it is framed like a fact. Option D, the information option D is there in the paragraph. Fact and fact go together, and there is nothing in D going beyond the paragraph. Assumption means something must go beyond the paragraph. So if this were an inferential question, the answer would be D. This is an assumption question, the answer is B, Bombay. Fine? Right. The next one. So here the last sentence was an example, right? So focus on the statement coming immediately before it. The same way, if the last sentence of the passage starts with a pronoun, we need to understand to which noun that particular pronoun refers to. The concept of pronoun I understand. Every pronoun must refer to a noun before it. Right? Fine. Try passage 11. Which of the following reflects an assumption in the paragraph? Focus on the last sentence. Over. Shall we go for it? Answer. Give me. Answer. Huh? Delhi. Delhi. Any other? How many is A? Okay. It's not A. Bombay. Chennai. Delhi. Okay. Majority. Fine. Huh? Said something? Our values as nation to align us against torture. Align us means bring us together and all. To align us against torture and against nations that torture. This should be viewed as a practical stand as well as a moral one. It is in our interest since by far the most effective weapon of counter-terrorism is a rigorous enforcement of human rights. Now from this sentence you tell me, are there other effective weapons of counter-terrorism? The most effective weapon of counter-terrorism is a rigorous enforcement of human rights. From this, what my question is, are there other effective weapons of counterterrorism? Yes. Only if other effective weapons of counterterrorism is there, we can say this is the most effective one. When we stand up for our principles, fewer people want to harm us and more want to help us. The last sentence is, when we are hypocrites and fail to practice, you make it Practisc. It's a printing mistake. C is correct, but C is a noun. Sc is a verb. We need a verb here actually. When we are hypocrites and fail to practice what we preach, we lose on both scores. This is the last sentence. Who is a hypocrite? Hypocrite. Who says one thing, does some other thing. Right? Says one thing and does some other thing. Hypocrite. What do you mean by failing to practice what we preach? What is meant by lip service? Lip service means before the elections, politicians do lip service. Lip service means they'll give us many promises, but they'll never fulfill their promises. That means they'll just say. They'll not convert their actions to words. Sorry. They'll not convert their words to actions. That is called lip service actually. That is what is meant by failing to practice what we preach. So the last sentence talks about being hypocrites and failing to practice what we preach. Right? We want this side in the option. Come to A. Nations that stand against torture are lesser than nations which support torture. Is the idea in the last sentence there in A? No, gone. There are very few weapons against terrorism besides a rigorous enforcement of human rights. This is talked about towards the middle of the paragraph, right? And it's not talked about in the last sentence. And one more thing, we're not talking about the number of effective weapons in the paragraph actually. We're talking about the effectiveness of weapons. Terrorists do not attack nations that stand up for their principles, right? It's not talked about in the last sentence. The last but one sentence says, when we stand up for our principles, fewer people want to harm us and more want to help us. Fewer people want to harm us. From this sentence you tell me, are there some people who want to harm us? Yes or no? Yes, there are some people who want to harm us, but very few in number. Option C says, terrorists do not attack nations that stand up for their principles. Contradicts that idea actually, right? The answer is D, none of the above. Fine. The next one, try. Huh? Go for the next one, the 12th one. How do you pronounce? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. After 10th? 11th or 11th? It is 11th. After 11th? 12th. Spelling. Whatever. 11th. Tarvata? TWEL. EL. It is TWEL. Uh, TWELFTH. Right. It's not 12th, it is 12th. It's not 12th, it's 12th. TWELFTH. You might have heard, no? There's a play of Shakespeare. You know Shakespeare, right? Huh? How if you don't know Shakespeare? Shakespeare? No, right? The father of English literature. No. There's a play of Shakespeare called The Twelfth Night. No, no, no. You might have studied it school in school. No. Huh? Okay, fine. Leave it. Try. Ora. The previous one. It says, when we stand up for the principles, fewer people want to harm us, more want to help us. Right? When we are hypocrites and fail to practice what we preach, we lose on both scores. That means more want to harm us, fewer people want to help us. Over. The 12th one. Yes. Answer. Tell me. Hmm? Bombay. Any other? How many say A? It's not A. Bombay. Majority. Chennai. Delhi. Delhi. Actually, my question is B or D. Huh. Come to paragraph. The Water Development Board has adopted a long-time flood forecasting technology to cope with means to get adjusted to, that used to, accustomed to, The Water Development Board has adopted a long-time flood forecasting technology to cope with the perilous impact of climate change. Instead of the existing 3-day forecasting technology, the long-time one consists of 3 types of forecast schemes. And which those 3 types of forecast schemes are is given after the colon apposition. The short term 1 to 10 days, medium term 20 to 25 days, and long term 1 to 6 months. The last sentence is 5 pilot areas in the country have been selected for the application of the newly introduced technology. So right in the last sentence is for the application of the newly introduced technology, 5 pilot areas in the country have been selected. Right? We want this idea in the option. Come to option A. The Water Development Board is inefficient and incapable of finding any solution to the problem of floods in the country. And according to the paragraph, they already have a solution. Instead of the existing one, they're going for a long-term one. Right? So A is gone. Come to C. The government has unnecessarily granted excessive funds to the Water Development Board. Nowhere related to the paragraph. Right? Fine. Come to B. The Water Development Board needs to run pilot testing of this technology. Which technology? The newly introduced technology. Is this idea in the last sentence? 5 pilot areas have been selected for the application of the newly introduced technology. So government has, the Water Development Board needs to run pilot testing of this technology. The idea in the last sentence. So that it can be made to good use. So we can assume that to get to know whether it can be made to good use or not, the Water Development Board is going for the pilot testing of the newly introduced technology. Yes or no? The last sentence just tells us that it has selected 5 areas for the pilot testing of the technology. So we can assume that to get to know, they're doing it to get to know whether it can be made to good use or not. So first part of B is idea in the last sentence. The second part of B is what we can assume from that idea. Must be considered? Yes. Come to D. The Water Development Board immediately needs new flood forecasting technology in order to take the necessary precautions before any other flood-related calamity hits any part of the country. The Water Development Board immediately needs new flood forecasting technology. According to the paragraph, it already has. And it is going for the application of it. Right? Fine. The answer is B, Bombay. The 13th one is a repetition of the first question, right? Leave it, right? It's a repetition, okay. The 14th one, try. Answer to the question. The 14th one. The 13th one is already done. Yes. Answer. Hmm? C. D. How is A? Come on. Bombay. Chennai. Okay. Delhi. Actually, my question is C or D. Right? Fine. Tia says, many readers cannot understand my views and hence leave critical remarks on my blog. They do so because they are jealous and stupid. Sia says, if majority of readers are writing critical remarks on your blog, they may be voicing their genuine opinion. So Sia supports Tia or Sia contradicts Tia? Contradicts. The question is, which of the following is a valid assumption for Sia's argument to hold? So the question is asking us to assume based on what Sia said, right? Fine. Come to option A. Readers write critical comments on the blog because they are jealous. This is a part of Sia's argument or Tia's argument. Tia's argument. A is eliminated. Come to B. Readers are stupid and that is why they cannot understand the views expressed on the blog. This is also part of Sia's argument or Tia's argument. Tia's argument. Gone. Right. Come to C. If the same response is being given by majority of readers, then that response is genuine. If the same response is being given by majority of readers is the same as if majority of readers are writing critical remarks on your blog. The same idea? If majority of readers are writing critical remarks on a blog is same as if the same response is being given by majority of readers. There in CR statement? Yes. Then that response is genuine, right? There in CR statement? Yes. Then the response may be genuine. Given in CR statement or not given? Given. If it is given in CR statement, then C becomes an inference. If the same response is being given by majority of readers is the same as if majority of readers are writing critical remarks on your blog, right? Agree with me? Okay. Then that response is genuine. There in CR statement or not there? If it is there in CR statement, option C becomes an inference. This is an assumption question. Answer is C or D? Huh? The answer is C. C. Huh? Now, come to see once again. If the same response is being given by majority of readers, that's the same as if majority of readers writing critical remarks on your blog, right? Fine. Given there in CR statement, yes? Then that response is genuine given in CR statement or not given? Not given. Not given. Not given. Come to CR statement. If majority of readers writing critical remarks on a blog, they may be voicing their genuine opinion, fact or doubt. Doubt. Come to option D. That response is genuine, fact or doubt, fact. Given that in CR statement, not given. Not given. CR just said it as a doubt. Right? We are assuming it as a fact. Right? Sia just said it as a doubt. We are assuming it as a fact. So that response is genuine is not said by Sia. Right? Sia, she just said that response may be genuine. She said as a doubt. We are assuming it as a fact that that response is genuine. If it is an inferential question, fact, fact. Doubt, doubt. So Sia just said it as a doubt. We are assuming it as a fact. So this piece of information, that response is genuine, is not there in Sia's statement. That is what we assume from Sia's statement. The answer is C. Any doubt? Oh. That such question will not come. Oh. Oh. Then the question specifically says, what can be assumed from the statement made by so and so person? Right. If such case means we have to go to the exact sentence where that statement is there. Understand what the idea in that sentence is. That idea must be in the option, something must go beyond. If the question does not ask anything like that, focus only on the last sentence. On the last sentence. If sometimes the question number 2, see, the hope of the Canadians is based on which of the following assumptions, no? So here the question is asking us to assume based on a particular topic, which is that the hope of the Canadians, right? So in such a case, we have to go for the sentence, we have to focus on sentence that talks about that topic. Shall we take a break? Oh. We'll complete this and take a break, or complete take a break. Okay, try. Oh. Oh. Same response, not comments. Response. What is the same response here? Critical comments. She did not say the same comments, the same response. Critical comments means same response, no? All are responding the same way. What are they doing? They're criticizing her. So way of response is the same. They're criticizing her, no? So way of response becomes the same. Right. If she's not saying all writing the same comments, the same response is being given. That means all are criticizing her. Now here, the last sentence starts with a pronoun. This will further enhance respect, education, and joy in society. So you need to understand to which noun this particular pronoun refers. Over. Shall we? Answer. Unanimous answer. Delhi. Unanimous. A. B. B. Yeah. C. Delhi. Majority. Okay. Reading. Say. Changed, huh? Mission no. Delhi. Delhi. Reading is instrumental to the education we acquire in our lives. Instrumental means instrumental, important, significant, right? Vital. Reading is instrumental to the education we acquire in our lives. However, what kind of indicator? However, contrast indicator. The part before however is negative or positive? Positive. So part after however must be negative. However, little attention. Little attention means some attention or no attention? No attention. A little attention means some attention. However, no attention is paid to what to read and how to read. Negative. Invariably, children and even adults read texts which are unorganized, do not explain the concepts well, miss out on substantiating the text with examples, and emphasize more on facts. Moreover, what kind of indicator? Support indicator. The part before moreover is negative, positive. Negative, positive. Negative. It says no. Texts which are unorganized do not explain the concepts well. Negative. So part after moreover must also be negative. Moreover, people read without laying much emphasis on understanding and learning the text. If children are taught to read valuable and high quality excerpts in an appropriate manner, not only will it lead to the individual personality development, but also the development of a society as a whole. That means if we teach children to read valuable and high quality excerpts, right? Excerpts means parts of a book and all, that will result in their individual personality development and also the development of society as a whole. The last sentence is, this will further enhance the respect education enjoys in our society. From this part you tell me, what will further enhance the respect education enjoys in society? Teaching children to read high quality excerpts and that resulting in their individual personal development and the development of the society. And that will result and that will further enhance the respect education enjoys in our society. Fine? Now from the last sentence you tell me, if that doesn't happen, doesn't education enjoy respect in a society? This will further enhance the respect education enjoys in society. And then from this part what I'm asking you is, if that doesn't happen, doesn't education enjoy respect in a society? Enjoys or does not enjoy? Enjoys. If that doesn't happen also, education enjoys respect in a society. If that happens, the respect that education enjoys in society will get increased, right? Enhanced. That's the meaning. The last part is negatively charged or positively charged? Positively charged, right? Enhanced means increased. If I say empowerment, women empowerment. Now empowering women, does it mean women don't have power? Empowering women, does it mean women don't have power? No. Empower means what? Increasing, right? Empowering women does not mean women don't have power. They have power. Giving them some more power. More power is empower. Right? Is anything like men empowerment? Anything like men empowerment? No, right? Why not? Only power is there. No, there is a women's commission, no? Is there a men's commission? Do we have men's commission? No, why not? So men are weaker, stronger. Now there are some women who try to take, I'm not saying all women, there are some women who try to take advantage of the benefits they enjoy. You might have heard some years ago in North India, two sisters, they used to beat up many men on the roads, right? And later it was found that they were doing it just for fame, right? Now, when something happens between when a dispute happens between a man and a woman in the society, on the road, the public, the society will support the man or the woman? Undoubtedly, woman, right? Some months ago in Kerala, a lady was caught drunken driving. So during the day, she was heavily drunk. She rammed into many vehicles and all. And when some men were questioning her, she was hitting those men. right? Can the men hit back? We can, but we do, the case will go completely different, right? A woman can hit a man in public. A man cannot hit a woman in public. The case will be completely different. Some women know that, right? And some women take advantage of all those benefits actually. When a lady goes behind us by vehicle, car or bike, we should be very careful, right? Even if she comes and hits us, it is our problem, right? Sometimes some ladies drive or ride really well, right? Now some ladies, other ladies, they don't want side mirrors. They don't open the side mirrors, right? They'll not look left or right, just straight. And that too on phone, right? We have to stop, right? Or else it's our problem, right? So some women try to take advantage of all these benefits actually. If I say a girl is standing there, right? I'm walking along a road, a girl is standing there. Only that girl and I are on the road. Only both of us. All of us said, I expected. Okay. So only both of us are on the road. All of a sudden, the girl starts crying. Right? Fine. I didn't do anything. She starts crying. Right? Fine. People gather. Right? People gather. They'll listen to me or listen to her. First they'll come and beat me up. Right? Then go and ask the girl what happened. Right? So what about my rights? Right? So men's commission is required, compulsory. Huh? Required. Huh? Ammai cry chesevara. Oh, you've never met a girl alone on the road? You'll get. Edi? You might have. Right. Okay, fine. So the last sentence tells us that if that doesn't happen also, women and sorry. If that doesn't happen also, education enjoys respect in a society. If that happens, the respect that education enjoys in society will get enhanced. Right. So last part is positively judged. Come to statement 1. Education is not respected in the present day society. Correct according to the last part or contradicting the last part? Contradicting the last part. Negatively charged. Eliminated. Come to 1. Good quality texts are not available in the market. Now, the last part tells us that we should teach children to read high quality excerpts, right? Means some parts of the books and all. If good, valuable and high quality excerpts. If good texts are not available in the market, can we teach them to read valuable and high quality excerpts? No, fine. Negatively charged, gone. The answer is D. Neither one not. No. Take a break, take a break. Oh. Hmm. Oh. Little attention is paid to what to read and how to read. And when Ella Chadavali, aim Chadavali, Ella Chadavali. Children, even adults read texts which are unorganized. And the text available unda leda market lo untadi. And we cannot say that only bad books are available in the market. Manchi books kuda untadi kada market lo. Right? So manchi books nunchi manchi exits manam chadavali. Now oka book lo every part is good ani cheppడం possible kaadu. We cannot say every part of a book is good. In every book, only some parts. Some parts may be good, the other parts may not be good. So, మనం ఏం నేర్పించాలి స్టూడెంట్స్ మంచి వాల్యుబుల్ అండ్ హై క్వాలిటీ ఎక్సెట్స్ విచ్ పార్ట్స్ యూస్ చదివితే యూస్ అవుతుంది ఆ పార్ట్స్ చదవడానికి మనం చిల్డ్రన్ నేర్పించాలి. We should teach children how to read, what to read. Right? And that means if good quality texts are not there, can we teach them what to read, how to read? No. Yeah, so I understood. For us to teach them what to read, how to read, those textbooks must be available. Shall we continue? Come here, on the way. Do you have any class in the afternoon? You have? Oh. What time? 2:30 to 5. Huh? 2:30 to 5, huh? 3 to 6. So daily you have how many hours of sessions? What time your sessions start in the morning? 8 to 10. So 2 hours. Mine 3 hours. 3 hours. Okay, fine. 5. Optional. Yes, so 8 hours. Okay, we'll continue. Now we've discussed two types of questions on logical reasoning, inferential and assumption. We're going to focus on three more types, right? Now, the third type of question that can be expected on logical reasoning is strengthening questions, right? The third type is strengthening questions. The fourth one is weakening question. Weakening questions. Now, strengthening and weakening questions are different from inferential assumption. You know how to approach inferential questions, how to approach assumption questions. Now, strengthening means supporting. Strengthening means supporting. And weakening means contradicting, right? Strengthening means supporting, and weakening means contradicting. Now you know about support indicators, contrast indicators and all, right? Supporting means it is positive, positive, or negative, negative. I told you about support indicators and all. So strengthening means supporting, and supporting is positive, positive, or negative, negative. You just listen, I'll give you the notes. Weakening means contradicting, and contradicting is positive, negative, or negative, positive. Strengthening means supporting, and supporting is positive, positive, or negative, negative. Weakening means contradicting, and contradicting is positive, negative, or negative, positive, right? Now, in the case of a strengthening question or a weakening question, the main thing that has to be done is identifying the charge. Identifying the charge based on the words used by the author. The author uses positive words in an option, the option is positively charged. If he uses negative words, the option is negatively charged. So based on the words used by the author, we must be able to identify the charge, right? And if it is a strengthening question or a weakening question, we need to understand the idea in the paragraph and identify the charge of that idea, right? We need to understand the idea in the paragraph and identify the charge of that idea. Now, any option that talks about that idea must be considered, no matter whether the details given there in the option are there in the passage or not, right? So we are not concerned about whether details given there in the option are there in the paragraph or not when it comes to a strengthening question, a weakening question. The idea in the paragraph must be just mentioned in the option. That's it. Forget about the details, right? Then we need to compare the charge of the idea in the option with the charge of the same idea in the paragraph, right? For example, the paragraph talks about the idea X. The paragraph talks about the idea X. So any option that contains mention about idea X must be considered, right? Fine. I go for two options. Option A contains mention about idea X. Option B also contains mention about idea X, right? So these two options must be considered, no matter whether the details given in these two options are there in the paragraph or not. I repeat, we are not concerned about whether details in the option are in the paragraph or not. The idea must be just mentioned, right? Now I say, in the paragraph, idea X is negatively charged, right? Based on the words used by the author. In option A, idea X is positively charged. In option B, idea X is negatively charged, right? Based on the words used in the options. If it is a strengthening question, which one must be the answer? Yeah, B. B. Strengthening is positive, positive, or negative, negative. In the paragraph, idea X is negatively charged. So any option that strengthens it must also be negatively charged. So if it is a if it is a strengthening question, the answer must be option B. If it is a weakening question, the answer must be A. Weakening is positive, negative, or negative, positive. In the paragraph, idea X is negatively charged. So any statement that's weakens it must be positively charged, then the answer must be option A. Right? This is how we need to approach strengthening questions and weakening questions. Now sometimes there may be more than one idea in the paragraph, 2 or 3 ideas. If there is more than one idea in the paragraph, we need to identify the charges of all those ideas. And any option that talks about any of those ideas must be considered. We need to compare the charge of the idea in the option with the charge of the same idea in the paragraph. Right? Fine. I'll go for an example. You take it as a strengthening question. Positive, positive, or negative, negative. The paragraph contains mention about 3 ideas, X, Y, and Z. We have 3 ideas in the paragraph. So any option that talks about any of these 3 ideas must be considered. Right? Fine. So take it as a strengthening question. Option A talks about X and Y must be considered. These 2 ideas in the paragraph. Right? Option B talks about Y and Z must be considered. These 2 ideas in the paragraph. Option C contains mention about Z must be considered. It is an idea in the paragraph. Option D talks about X, Y, and Z must be considered. These 3 ideas in the paragraph. Right? Fine. Now I say, in the paragraph, idea X is negatively charged, idea Y is positively charged, idea Z is negatively charged. We need to compare the charge of the idea in the option with the charge of the same idea in the paragraph. The charge of X in the option with the charge of X in the paragraph. The charge of Y with the charge of Y. Z, the same thing. Right? Fine. Option A talks about X and Y. In option A, idea X is, as I take it as a strengthening question. In option A, idea X is negatively charged. Idea Y is also negatively charged. B talks about Y and Z. In option B, idea Y is positively charged. Idea Y is negatively charged. Idea Z is positively charged. Option C talks about idea Z. In option C, idea Z is negatively charged. D talks about X, Y, and Z. In D, idea X is negatively charged. Idea Y is positively charged. Idea Z is also positively charged. Right? I said you take it as a strengthening question. Which one must be the answer? C? Unanimous? Strengthening is positive, positive, or negative, negative. Right? A talks about X and Y. In option A, idea X is negatively charged. In the paragraph also, idea X is negatively charged. Negative and negative. Strengthening or weakening? Strengthening, right. But we have one more idea in this option, right? In option A, idea Y is negatively charged. In the paragraph, idea Y is positively charged. Positive and negative, strengthening or weakening? Weakening. One idea is fine, but the other idea is not, so A is eliminated. Fine. B talks about Y and Z. In option B, idea Y is negatively charged. In the paragraph, idea Y is positively charged. Positive and negative, strengthening or weakening? Weakening. So here itself, B is gone. C talks about idea Z. In option C, idea Z is negatively charged. In the paragraph also, idea Z is negatively charged. Negative and negative, strengthening or weakening? Strengthening. Must be considered? Yes. D talks about X, Y, and Z. In D, X is negative. In the paragraph also, X is negative. Negative and negative, strengthening or weakening? Strengthening. Y is positive. In the paragraph also, Y is positive. Positive and positive, strengthening or weakening? Strengthening. So 2 ideas are fine. Z is positive. In the paragraph, Z is negative. Negative and positive, strengthening or weakening? Weakening. 2 ideas are fine. 2 ideas are fine. 1 idea is not. So D is also eliminated. The answer must be option C. Now I go for one more option. Option E. X, Y, and Z. In option E, idea X is negatively charged. Idea Y is positively charged. Idea Z is negatively charged. Strengthening or weakening? strengthening. X is negative, in the paragraph also X is negative. Negative and negative, strengthening. Y is positive, in the paragraph also Y is positive. Positive and positive, strengthening. Z is negative, in the paragraph also Z is negative. Negative and negative, strengthening must be considered. Now which is a better one, C or E? E, why? All the ideas in the paragraph are in option E. The charges also match. The better one must be E. Clear? There's no way to approach a strengthening question and a weakening question. Don't think about whether details given there in the options in the paragraph or not. The idea in the paragraph must be just mentioned in the option. If you ask to find out a statement that underpins the argument, underpins means strengthens or weakens? Underpins. Strengthens or weakens? Strengthens. Underpins the argument, underlines the argument, underscores the argument, strengthens, supports, all these mean the same. So if it is a strengthening question, you will find any of these words in the question. Now, in French, I've given you some words, concluded, deduced, implied, true, all those mean the same. Underpins, underlines, underscores, strengthens, supports mean the same. So if it is a strengthening question, any of these words will be in the question. Now, underpins, underlines, underscores, all these three mean strengthen. Whereas undermines means weakens, right? Undermines the argument, challenges the argument. And if I say I challenge you means I support you or contradict you. Contradict you. Challenges the argument. Questions the argument. I question you in the sense I support you or contradict you. Contradict you. Doubts the argument. I doubt you means I support you or contradict you. Contradict you. Now undermines, challenges, questions, doubts, weakens, contradicts, all these mean the same. So if it is a weakening question, any of these words will be there in the question. Conclude that it's a weakening one. Clear? Fine. Take it down. Give the heading strengthening/weakening. Strengthening/weakening. Fine, take it down. In the case of a strengthening or a weakening question, in the case of a strengthening or a weakening question, comma, understand the idea, understand the idea or the ideas in the paragraph, understand the idea or the ideas in the paragraph, comma, and identify the charge of that idea, and identify the charge of that idea or those ideas. The next point. Any option that contains mention about that idea or those ideas must be considered irrespective of the details given in the option. That means we are not concerned about whether details given in the option in the paragraph or not. The idea must be just mentioned. Right, fine. The next point. Compare the charge of the idea, compare the charge of the idea in an option with that of means with the charge of, with that of the same idea, with that of the same idea in the paragraph. It means the charge of x with the charge of x, y, that of y, that of z, the same thing. With that of the same idea in the paragraph. The next point, strengthening means supporting. Strengthening means supporting. In brackets you write positive, positive or negative, negative. Positive, positive or negative, negative. The next point, take down these words. Underpins, underpins, underlines, underscores, SURES, underscores, supports, supports, strengthens, strengthens. All these words mean the same, right? The next point, weakening means contradicting, contradicting. In brackets, right? Positive, negative or negative, positive. Positive, negative or negative, positive. You may take down these words. Undermines, undermines, challenges, questions, doubts, weakens, weakens, contradicts, contradicts. All these mean the same. So if it is a weakening question, we'll find any of these words in the question. Fine? That's how we need to approach strengthening questions and weakening questions. You just check in the group. You might have received a material there. Just check in the group. The handouts they have to get actually. Did you receive? Just check in the group whether you have got a material or not. Just check. Received? Got it now? Yes? Okay. So we'll start. You check the material on the phone. In the meantime, they'll get the material. Now in this, all of you have, right? Material is there, kada? Oh, okay. We'll start with this. Right? Check the material on the phone. Meantime they'll get the material, the printouts. Okay. Now wait. In this exercise, we have one more type of question actually. Main idea question, right? So first we'll do some strengthening and weakening questions, and then I'll tell you about main idea questions, right? Fine. I'll tell you, we'll go for the strengthening and weakening questions in this exercise first. I'll tell you which questions to try first. Come to question number 4. Right. We have one more type, main idea. We'll do some strengthening and weakening questions. Question number 4. The paragraph starts this way. Indians are not just populating. Right. I'll read the question, the fourth one. Which of the following statements, if true, strengthens the above paragraph? Which type of question? Strengthening. Positive, positive or negative, negative. Okay, fine, wait. We'll do this one together. Right. Okay. You read the paragraph and tell me the idea in it and the charge of that idea. The options we'll discuss together. Right? Fine. Paragraph 4. Read and tell me the idea in it and the charge of that idea. Oh, it's already 12:35. We took a break at 12, no? Okay. Read the paragraph? Right? What is the paragraph about? Forum A. The paragraph is negatively charged or positively charged? Positively charged. Fine. I'll just read the paragraph. Indians are not just populating social networking sites on the internet, they're also leading the pack when it comes to technology and applications networking. Forum A, which is the largest online global mobile developer community with 3.8 million registered user base across the globe, has the highest number of users from India. There are approximately 1,40,000 registered Forum A developers in India, accounting for the single largest concentration from any country. Forum A offers developers the opportunity through discussion boards, wikis, blogs, real-time chats, and podcasts to communicate with experts on the subject and a community of users around the globe, around mobile technologies and products. Indian membership on the forum. The forum means Forum A. Right. Indian membership on the forum has been growing at a rate of 48% annually. Some interesting applications mobile developers include mobile autograph, SMS scheduler, and smart assistant live and voice remind. Right? The whole paragraph is negatively charged or positively charged? Positively charged. This is a strengthening question. So option that we select must also be positively charged. Right? The idea must be just mentioned. That's it. Forget about the details given in the option. Fine. Come to option A. A number of such independent developers are teenagers who are spending too much time on innovating technologies and barely any time in school. Option A is negatively charged or positively charged? Negatively charged. Positive and negative, strengthening or weakening? Weakening. A is eliminated. Come to B. I say that B is a strengthening statement after reading the first two words. The forum also is what kind of indicator? Support indicator. Never miss any indicator while reading, right? The paragraph speaks positive about forum A. We have a support indicator in option B. So what comes after support indicator must also be positive. The forum also provides developers with information on business opportunities and enables them to sell these mobile applications and content to real-time consumers. B is negative, positive? Positive. Positive and positive. Strengthening or weakening? Strengthening. Must be considered? Yes. Come to C. I say that C is a weakening statement after reading the very first word. However, what kind of indicator? Contrast indicator. The paragraph is positively charged. Option C starts with a contrast indicator. So what comes after the contrast indicator must be negative, positive. Negative, right. Come to C. However, these independently developed applications are not patented, due to which a number of other companies have replicated and sold these applications under their own name. C is negatively charged. Positive and negative, strengthening or weakening? Weakening, eliminated, right? Come to D. There are groups of independent developers of mobile technologies and products who have launched their own web portals to encourage other innovators. However, contrast indicator, such portals are giving serious competition to Forum A. Giving serious competition to Forum A means supporting Forum A or contradicting Forum A? Contradicting Forum A. Contradicting means strengthening or weakening? Weakening gone. The answer is B, Bombay. So among the 4 given options, we have only one strengthening statement, that is B. A, D and A, C and D are weakening statements. Fine? Right. Now you may try one. Question number 5. I'll read the question. Which of the following statements weakens the above argument? Weakening question. Positive, negative or negative, positive. Now I've told you that if there is more than one idea in the paragraph, we need to identify charges of all the ideas. Right? Compare the charge of the idea in the option with the charge of the same idea in the paragraph. X, Y, Z, etc. Right? Fine. Try. Pass. The 5th one. Weakening question. Over? Shall we? Answer. How many say A? No one? It's not A. B. Okay. C. D. Fine then. I'll read the paragraph. Just as obstetrics and gynecology focus on maternal health, fetal medicine focuses on the fetus. Right? However, contrast indicator, in India, fetal medicine as a subspecialty is not offered, says Dr. Uma. Right? So one idea in the paragraph is fetal medicine. Right? Fetal medicine. The charge of fetal medicine in the paragraph is negative or positive? Negative or positive? Negative. It says, however, in India, fetal medicine as a subspecialty is not offered, says Dr. Uma. So, negatively charged. I'll continue. High-risk obstetrics covers a bit of it, and some centers offer a fellowship. But it's not like in the West, where fetal medicine involves 2 additional years of study. Right, negative. It was here that the much maligned ultrasound plays a crucial role. Crucial role means? Important role, vital role, right? Plays a crucial role. Indicted for its role in sex determination, the ultrasound has increased our knowledge of the baby like nothing else, right? This lens is negatively charged or positively charged? The ultrasound has increased our knowledge of the baby like nothing else. It means we can get to know how the baby is. Negative, positive? Positive, right? That means it is the best method to know how the baby is. If you have any doubt, just continue reading. And what kind of indicator? Support indicator, right? And deliver babies we would have otherwise lost. Negative, positive? That means ultrasound helps us deliver babies we would have otherwise lost. Negative, positive? Positive, right? Fine. So the other idea in the paragraph is ultrasound. So 2 things are talked about in the paragraph. One is fetal medicine. The charge of fetal medicine is negative. The other one is ultrasound. The charge of ultrasound is negative, positive? Positive. So any option that talks about either of these 2 ideas must be considered. Right? Fine. Come to option A. Forget about the details given in the passage. In the option. Right. Which of the statements weakens the above argument? Weakening question. Come to A. Most parents are prepared to get at least 5 ultrasound that ensure that the baby will be in good health once he or she is born. Option A talks about ultrasound. The charge of ultrasound in option A is negative, positive? Positive. The charge of ultrasound in the paragraph is negative, positive? Positive. Positive and positive. Strengthening, weakening? Strengthening. A is eliminated. Right? Come to B. On certain occasions, the ultrasound does not help because it has its own limitations, which is why at times it fails to detect the problem. Option B also talks about ultrasound. The charge of ultrasound in option B is negative, positive? Negative, positive? Negative. The charge of ultrasound in the paragraph is negative, positive? Positive. Positive and negative. Strengthening, weakening? Weakening. Must be considered? Yes. B is negatively charged or positively charged? Negative. If you have any doubt, because is what kind of indicator? Cause and effect indicator. It was connected with negative reason and a negative result, or positive reason and a positive result. It says, on certain occasions, the ultrasound does not help. Negative, positive? Negative. This is a negative result. Because the risk involved is much higher. Negative, positive? Negative. Negative reason, negative result. And what kind of indicator? Support indicator. The part before and is negative, positive? Negative. So part after and must also be negative and can affect the mother as well as the baby. Right? So option B is negatively charged. Weakening must be considered. Come to option C. Most doctors do not recommend fetal medicine because the risk involved is much higher and it can affect the mother as well as the baby. C is negatively charged or positively charged? Oh, sorry. What did I say actually? Okay, C, I read C earlier. Uh, Last part. I'll come to the last part of B, which is why at times it fails to detect the problem. Negative, positive, negative. Fine. Okay, come to C. Most doctors do not recommend fetal medicine because the risk involved is much higher and it can affect the mother as well as the baby. Option C talks about fetal medicine. The charge of fetal medicine in option C is negative, positive, negative, right? The charge of fetal medicine in the paragraph is negative, positive, negative. Negative and negative, strengthening, weakening, strengthening. The paragraph also says it is fetal medicine as a subspecialty is not offered. It means most doctors do not recommend fetal medicine, right? Negative and negative strengthening eliminated. Come to D. The ultrasound is the most reliable technique that is used all over the world. D talks about ultrasound. The charge of ultrasound in option D is negative, positive, positive. The charge of ultrasound, the paragraph is negative, positive, positive, positive and positive. Strengthening, weakening, strengthening. The answer is B. Right. Among the four given options, we have only one weakening statement, that is B. How many said B? Many said B. Okay, fine. One more we'll do. Question number 6. I'll read the question, the sixth one. Which of the following strengthens the argument above? That means we need an option that supports the idea in the paragraph or contradicts the idea in the paragraph. Supports. Fine. Try. Make it fast. And some sound. over. Shall we? Who can answer? How many say strengthening question? How many say A? Okay. B. C. D. Fine then. Come to paragraph. We need an option that supports the idea in the paragraph. A study in the Delhi School of Economics came out with some substantial results which linked the academic performance of the student with his ability to get a good job and hence earn a good salary. Now the study linked two things. One is the academic performance of a student, and the other is his ability to get a good job and a handsome salary. The study found that students who performed consistently well in college, that means those who had good academic performance, right? The study found that students who performed consistently well in college were not the ones to earn the highest average salary. Hence, the conclusion is good academic performance does not guarantee good earnings, right? That means, according to the passage, a student's academic performance and his ability to get a good job and a handsome salary. These two entities support each other or contradict each other? Support or contradict? Contradict, right? It says those who performed consistently well in college were not the ones to earn the highest average salary. And the conclusion says good academic performance does not guarantee good earnings. That means as per the passage, the two entities, good academic performance and ability to get a good job and handsome salary, these two entities contradict each other, right? Fine. This is a strengthening question. Come to option A. Hard work leads to consistent performance in studies. Studies means work, means studies, as well as in studies means academics, right? As well as in work. Work means job, right? Fine. As well as is what kind of indicator? Support indicator. In option A, the two entities, studies, academics, and work, job, are connected using a support indicator. That means according to option A, these two entities contradict each other or support each other? Support each other. According to the paragraph, the same two entities support each other or contradict each other? Contradict each other. That means option A supports the idea in the paragraph or contradicts the idea in the paragraph? Supports or contradicts the idea in the paragraph? Contradicts the idea in the paragraph. A becomes a strengthening statement or weakening statement? Weakening statement. A is eliminated. Come to B. Don't think about the details given in the options, okay? Academic performance is based on theoretical knowledge, whereas, what kind of indicator? Contrast indicator. Whereas, job work demands practical know-how, right? In option B, we have a contrast indicator. In the part before the contrast indicator, we have mentioned about academic performance. In the part after the contrast indicator, we have mentioned about job work. That means according to option C, the two entities support each other or contradict each other? Contradict each other. According to the paragraph, the same two entities support each other or contradict each other? Contradict each other. That means option C contradicts the idea in the paragraph or supports the idea in the paragraph? Supports the idea in the paragraph. Strengthening statement or weakening statement? Strengthening statement. Must be considered? Yes. Fine. Come to option C. The consistent academic performers become overconfident and hence, what kind of indicator? Hence, cause and effect indicator. And hence, unable to make right decisions in their work. Now, from option C, you tell me, why are the consistent academic performers unable to make right decisions in their work? Because they become overconfident. So as they become overconfident, they are unable to make right decisions in their work. What is the reason? Which is the reason here? Which is the result here? Becoming overconfident is a reason. Not able to make right decisions in their work is a result. Negative reason, negative result, right? In the reason, we have mentioned about academic performers, right? They become overconfident. In the result, we have mentioned about work, right? In the reason, we have mentioned about academic performers. In the result, we have mentioned about work, right? Negative reason, negative result. As you know, a reason always supports a result. A reason never contradicts a result. A reason always supports a result. That means according to option C, the two entities, work and academic performance, these two entities, according to option C, support each other or contradict each other? Support each other, because a reason always supports a result. A reason never contradicts a result. That means the two entities support each other. According to the paragraph, the same two entities support each other or contradict each other? Contradict each other. That means option C supports the idea in the paragraph or contradicts the idea in the paragraph? Option C supports or contradicts the idea in the paragraph? Contradicts the idea in the paragraph, because in the paragraph the same two entities contradict each other. The two entities contradict each other. In option C, the same two entities support each other. That means option C contradicts the idea in the paragraph. So C becomes a strengthening statement or weakening statement? Weakening statement. C is eliminated. Come to D. Getting a good job is dependent on one's academic performance. Getting a good job is dependent on one's academic performance means the two entities, getting a good job, good academic performance, these two entities contradict each other or support each other? Support each other, dependent, right? Support each other. Whereas according to the paragraph, the same two entities contradict each other. That means option D supports the idea in the paragraph or contradicts the idea in the paragraph? Contradicts the idea in the paragraph. Strengthening statement or weakening statement? Weakening statement. The answer is B, Bombay. How is it B? Okay, fine. We'll stop it here for now. Okay. Tomorrow you'll get the handouts. We'll continue this tomorrow. Anything to ask? Any doubt? Fine? Right. Okay, then you may leave. If you have any doubt, you may come. I'll be here for 2 minutes. Right then, thank you. You may leave.